What is up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do the lower leg 50-hour service on these Rock Shox Yaris. They're off my Marine Alpine Trail 7. I'm going to do the Debonair Dampener upgrade as well. So it's the new 2021 upgrade. Got a selection of stuff we're going to need today to do the lower leg service and the dampener upgrade. We need suspension oil and also some grease, some isopropyl to clean it all out and everything, some syringes to measure the oil. We're going to need a selection of picks. 90-degree pick would be the one, I think. Some circlip pliers to get the clip off at the bottom. The old trusty mallet. Some safety goggles, obviously. And I'm going to use the valve core remover once I've let the air out, just to make sure there's none left. Torque wrench to get all the torque settings correct. Shock pump to do the reading of what I'm running at this point. And also I've got the top cap remover tool, which is basically a cassette tool. So I'm going to take that out, and I'm also going to remove one of my volume spacers, or bottomless tokens as they're also known, because apparently by doing the upgrade it does make the fork feel a bit firmer. So we're going to remove one and take it for a ride once it's all done, see what it's like. And yeah, so enough of the jibber jabber, let's get on with it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to let the air out of the fork. So remove the top cap. And I'm just going to put my shock pump on there to see what air pressure I'm running at the moment. Just give me a baseline for when I go to put the air back in. So I'm running 80 psi, people. Cool. So I'm going to use the straight pick just to let the air out. Awesome. I'm going to remove the valve core. Just to make sure there's no air left in there. Hey presto. No air in the fork. Awesome. So the next step now is we're going to now undo this bolt here. This is a 5mm, and we're going to remove the cap of the rebound. Basically, I had a look through different videos, and there was anywhere I could see whether you need to have it done all the way to slow or all the way to fast. So I've gone all the way to slow, and I'm just going to pop this cap off now. Some of them do have a retaining screw. My one doesn't, so that's cool. And then basically, the reason I've angled the forks like this is there's oil inside, so I don't want to lose any oil at this point. I want to just remove the bolts. About 2 or 3 turns. So with a 5mm Allen key, I'm going to undo the black nut first. And again, you may have watched videos better than this one maybe, but they're all saying leave some of the thread in. So I'm going to go with that to start with. And same on this side. Again, we're not going to take it completely out at this point. Just going to undo it 3 or 4 turns. Happy with that? Maybe go back one. Yeah, cool. Then next thing we're going to do is using the Allen key and the old trusty whacker. I'm going to give it a couple of sharp blows. A distinctive sound now, so it's definitely gone all the way down. That's cool. And that one felt the same as well. Didn't make quite the same pop though, unfortunately. Right, so now we're going to take the bolts out completely. Oh, you can't really get these confused, by the way. The red one is for the rebound, like the colour of the cap, and the black one is on the other side, basically. So, nice and simple. For my OCD, I like to lay everything out as roughly as they come out. I'm pretty happy with that. Red and red. Makes sense. So now, I'm going to drop the stand down. See if my placement of the bucket in is good. We'll go about there for now. So a nice subtle angle, nothing too taxing. And then we're going to just now be able to pop these off. Oh, look at that beautiful noise. And the bucket placing works as well. So we're going to just leave that for a second, let that all run out. So I've already checked online through Ceram's archive, and basically I need to put 10 mils of 0.30 weight oil in each leg, so 10 and 10. A little bit, a few drips, but that's cool. And just pull that off. Just make sure you don't catch the shafts as you bring it down. And that's the last of the oil out. Okay, so we've got the lower legs off. What we're going to do now is remove the foam rings. So with the 90-degree pick, slide it underneath and just hook her out, like so. Bit of shop rag.
On the other side. There we go.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to give them a bit of a clean up. So I'm going to use the isopropyl to start with. Oh, and I had to get this stuff off Amazon for some reason. Couldn't seem to find it anywhere else. Good old Amazon. So just let that soak in a little bit. And look, it's working straight away. Awesome. That's the magic trick there. Just brought them back. Bit of a mark on that, but it's all good. So we're going to now get some more shop rag.
Nice bit out.
Apart from that little black dot, they come back mint. So really you want to change them every service, but I do know, and I've been told, that you can do what I'm doing this time, which is you can get away with cleaning them up, and as long as there's no rips or tears or anything in them. Not sure what that black dot is, to be fair, not going to lie, but yeah, they look pretty good. They're in good nick, so I pop them in one of the cups, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually soak them in the oil. Get them all nice and lubed up. Nice fresh oil. Let's get that open. It's needed. Lovely. Cool. So we're going to leave them like that now. So now the foam rings are soaking away in the oil. We're now going to move to the next step, which we're going to give the seals a bit of a degrease. So we're going to use the isopropyl just to get inside there, get that little bit of old grease off of there. Just liberally wipe it around. Then fresh part of the shop rag, some more isopropyl. We'll just wipe all the outside off as well. Cool. Right, that's that stage done. So now I'm going to remove my volume spacers using the cassette tool. Also, I've been told by removing this when you're doing the Debonair upgrade, helps to remove the Debonair dampener a lot easier, so that's cool. We're going to check this anyway, so we might as well. Okay, so I had 3 in there. That's interesting. Well, I'm definitely going to remove one anyway, so that's cool. Let's get that done. 8mm Allen key, and all we're going to do is just hold the main body and undo. Easy as that. So we're going to go down to 2. Cool. Nice. Okay, now so we've got the top off as well now, so this should be a lot easier to do. Basically, this is where we need your circuit pliers. So I'm going to do my best so you can see it. And again, basically on most of the videos, they're on about how it's in there. So there we go. Now, what I've said on the video is there's a sharp side and a flat side. Now to me, that side feels sharp. So that was on the outside. And that's going to sit back in there like that. So I'm going to lay that down like so. And then when I pick it up, I'll put it back on. Reinstall foot nut. Give you a bit more purchase on it. Use a bit of shock rag. And this should be really satisfying. This should just go up and then pull out. Oh yeah, very nice. So that's the old one and that's the new one, and basically you can see the bottom of it is slightly longer and also the top as well. So what I'm going to do now is, as soon as I've got this completely clear out now, I'm going to put some isopropyl on, some more shock rag, and then I'm going to give it just a little bit of a wipe through just to give it a good clean up while we're here. So I'll go a bit crazy with that, but that's all good. It's all going to be used. And then, probably wondering what this pipe was here for. This is what the pipe was here for. So, come up with a way of getting this on there. Did see some guys had actually screwed it on there, and now that I've seen that and faffing around, as you can see, probably should have done that. But I left my drill at work today, so tough luck. And now I'm just literally just push that all the way through, like that. Yeah, that's picked up some grease along the way, that's pretty cool. And just going to fold it inside itself. Use the other side. And there we go. Lovely. So I'm just going to take the forks out for a minute just to have a look. Oh, they are absolutely spotless. I'm not going to lie, they are a bit of a faff to get in. But it's all good. But once I got the first one in, by running the pick around the top of it as well, it helped even it out, which was really cool. So that might be helpful for you.
And I'm going to try and do this one live, so you can see how much of a faff it is. But think how good it's going to be when you do all this. How awesome with your full still. And the picker on the top made a difference.
So that's cool. Yep, so that's both of them in. Hopefully you can see that. Now obviously, got quite a bit of oil everywhere at the moment, so that the grease won't stick to the seals with all that oil on there, so bit of shock rag.
Cool.
Fresh bit of shock rag, and then good old isopropyl. And I'm literally going to just put some on it so I can wipe the seals at this point. Not going to go nowhere else. The seals all nice and dry, no oil, so that grease can get right on there. It's all in the preparation. Preparation is key. That's cool.
So that is the lower leg service now. Yeah,
and if you're wondering why I've got stickers on the back, it's because there's loads of holes that gather up loads of mud. And even if you run a mud guard, which does help stop getting all the mud in there, it's just annoying. So 2-3 times a year, as you can see, they start peeling off. Just change them. And yeah, it's just a nice little hack I do. So now we're going to do the Debonair upgrade, 2021 upgrade model. That's pretty cool. So basically what we want to do is we need to get some grease on it so we can get it all nice and lubed up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put some on the shaft first. Oh, green, nice. So So I'm going to put it on the shaft to start with. Literally, I'm going to now just slide it up. Put a little bit on the bottom. It is recommended that you get some grease right inside there as well. So my guesstimation would be by putting it at the top and then at the bottom and sliding it a few times, like so. Give it a few turns. Lovely. So now we're going to lube up the seal. Can never have enough grease, I would say, in something like this. It's only going to help out. And then Rock Shox, Rock Shox, they suggest you get some grease actually in the tube. Now obviously, because I've cleaned it all out and everything, instead of putting some grease on some shock rag and pushing it through, I'm going to use the Debonair spring. So we have to lube this top bit up anyway. So let's do that. Like so. That's cool. There's plenty on there. Then what I'm going to do now is, with the cylinder head all the way down, I'm literally just going to push that in there, like so. And just cycle it in and out a couple of times. Oh, you can feel that seal's good. And just for peace of mind, I'm actually going to put a little bit on the inside, all the way around, like so. And then we just push it up again. There we go, brilliant. So I'm happy with that. Now we're literally just going to push this back on. Check, make sure it's all nice and greased up. Shaft is the most important bit, so I'm going to put a little bit more on, just for my own peace of mind. And we like to pop that in. Now, this will be a little bit tricky. There we go. So I push that all the way in as far as it'll go. You can see the retaining clip line is there. And we're just going to pop that in like so. Nice resounding clip hidden inside, and good way to test to make sure you've got it on there. Just pull this down like so, and if that wasn't on properly, that would just pop off. So we know we're good. Awesome. So now we can get the lower legs on. So what I'm going to do before I put the lower legs on is I'm going to run some grease around the seals just to help keep it nice and smooth. And again, I would at this point put quite a bit of grease on, just so I know it's definitely all the way around. Not on the outside obviously, that ain't no good.
Yeah, happy with that. Same again on the other side.
Right, make sure you put these on the right way round, everyone. It's pretty straightforward. Debonair right in at the front of the forks, crown at the front. Now, there is a bit of a technique to doing this. I find if you just commit, and then all you want to do is when you put it on, just make sure that the seals the way around. Yeah, it's looking good. Now we're going to push these up. So now I've put the lowers on and I've lowered the stand so I can see inside. And as you can see, both are still hidden inside the forks, which is really good, because now I'm going to put 10 mil, sorry, of oil in the fork on each leg. And we're going to put 10 mil in the other side. Lovely. This is the rebound side, so red nut, red foot nut, and the new Debonair dampener. So these are 5 mil. Check your torque settings for what they need to be. Lovely. Always remember to set your torque back to 0 every time when you finish using it, even if you're going to use it again. Reinstall top cap. So there's a little bit of a rubber seal there, so a little bit of grease. It doesn't need loads, just a little bit, just to give it a bit of loving. We all need a little bit of loving. Now I like to screw these in by hand to start with because the thread is so fine. You don't want to cross thread one of those because that will be expensive. And that is nice and snug. Install the valve core.
That is nice and snug.
As you can see, they're a little bit oily, so we're just going to give them a wipe down. So again, going to get some shop rag. Oh no, we're at the end. Let's have to get some more. And then the isopropyl on the rag. Do quite a bit this time because we're at the end.
Get all that excess oil or anything that's left lying around. Cool. There we go.
So now we're going to just pump the forks back up. So shock pump. Now, can you remember what PSI I had in it before? No, it was 80, or those who guessed 80, well done, well done. So, we're going to do, first off, we're going to take it up to 50 PSI.
Up to 50.
My OCD, I like to remove the shock pump when I do this part, just for my own peace of mind. Just have to. Then we're going to just cycle it up and down a couple of times, positive to negative. There's no real method in it really, we're just going to use it up and down like so. And now we can take it up to the magic number of 80. Obviously, when you go riding after doing a service like this, take your shock pump with you, because with the new Debonair upgrade, you might want to run a bit less pressure than you had originally. You might want to run a bit more. So it's always good advice to take a shock pump when you go onto the trails, when you're after doing some of this.
Oh, 80, right. Yeah, that's 80.
Remove the shock pump. Put the top cap back on. Awesome. So now I'm just going to check the rebounds are working still. So
Going mad. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, that's right now. Good. So, everyone's different rebound settings.
what I say to people is the best bet is to start in the middle. So that was 9, 16, 17, 18, 19. I do like mine a little bit faster, but like I say, start in the middle, see how you get on. And that is the lower leg service and Debonair upgrade installed. Now to just take it on the trail and test it out. Awesome. Well, there we go, people. That's the lower leg service done, and the upgrade is Debonair is done as well, which is pretty cool. So looking forward to heading out on the trails and getting some miles in under the new setup. I'll take my shock pump with me, check some pressures, then do a few runs, and then keep an eye on the pressure, just make sure everything feels nice. Might have a little play. But yeah, I know there's loads of videos out there to do this, but I haven't done a lower leg service in ages, and also being at home and in lockdown, it was quite good to fill some time doing that. So yeah, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Give us any comments if there's anything I missed, or any hints or tips you want to give me, really appreciate it. And please like and subscribe, obviously. And till next time, stay safe out there. Peace.